What's good, guys? The Novice. This is a pilot review of Alex Rider Season 1. Okay, the reason first off I was attracted to this is because I used to read Alex Rider when I was younger. That, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Cherub. I was into spy and fantasy novels. It was a big part of my early childhood, primary school. So going into this series, I watched right before the pilot, I watched a behind the scenes. Talked about how it was trying to update it for the 21st century. I saw the main actor playing Alex. I was like, oh wow, he looks young. And it reminded me that Alex would be a lot younger than me to be more age accurate. But my first impression of this show, based on the pilot, the start of it, felt serious. That's how much I liked it. I remember when it started, it was showing like overhead shots, and I started to think about shows I've seen in the past. Mr. Robot a little bit. I guess it would remind you probably of some spy shows. 24, I'm guessing. I've never seen it. Jack Ryan, not really Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan to me is not the best quality. It is good enough in season 1. But watching this, that's what came to mind because of the camera quality and the shots. And then Yasin Grigorovich, I like that dude. That dude, yes, he has the accent, but he doesn't seem to over the top, straight to video acting, like a stereotypical Eastern European assassin. He's just the guy. He's just that dude who's doing the job, right? That's what I like about him. I feel when he meets Ian Ryder in this episode, it's like they've met before. And I don't know before the events of Stormbreaker. I know this series is based on Point Blank, which is the second book. But I don't know if before Stormbreaker they have met. Maybe they have. Maybe they've crossed paths. But it's implied that they have a history. So when he kills him, it really doesn't feel personal. That's the weird thing. I don't know if it's just because that's the idea they reinforced from the Amazon Prime special that I watched on YouTube. But that's the impression I got. Yasin Gogorovich is that dude just because he's just doing his job. You know, I love crime dramas, Peaky Blinders, all that stuff. Breaking Bad. I love players, but not everyone has to be a player, I'm realizing, to appeal to me. Sometimes people can just do what they do best, and he's doing that. That's why he is the ironically he's the best player of them all, I would argue. But what else did I like about this episode? I liked Alex. Here's what I liked about Alex. I liked that they're already showing that his real skills are up here, that he's a quick thinker, but he's not invulnerable, right? He's not impervious to consequence. I'm using big words. He gets in trouble. He got in trouble at school. He got in trouble with the authorities. Things don't just happen by luck to him. So when he sneaks into a place, he may get caught. When he's investigating something, people may catch on to him faster than he knows. So you can tell that he has a lot of potential right now. He's going to need that training. But the biggest takeaway, again, was just the tone. This show just felt like an actual show. You know how hard that is to feel? When you watch Daredevil is one of the few shows that gives me that vibe. It's based on something from a source material that is more fantastical. So you have to have that same sense of, what's the word? Suspension of disbelief, right? Just like Alex Rider, he's a 14-year-old spy going after grown men or organizations. Daredevil was a blind vigilante. But I feel like both this pilot episode and Daredevil, I get that same vibe. Like, oh no, this is just good. This is not a good adaptation. It's just good. I liked Jack. I felt something about her accent just felt slightly forced. I wonder if she's actually British or from another country, putting on the American accent. They should have just hired an American actor if that's the case. Miss Jones, Crawley, and Mr. Blunt. I remember Mr. Blunt, how serious he's meant to be. I like that this didn't feel over the top, because if you guys remember that movie from years ago, the Stormbreaker movie, it felt, maybe because he was played by Bill Nye. What's the guy's name? I think Bill. What's his name? Not Bill Nye. I forget his name. He was in Shaun of the Dead. He played Rufus Scrimgeour in Deathly Hallows. He's that dude. He was in the vampire movies. What's it? Kate Beckinsale. I forget his name, real name. But the guy from Stormbreaker who played Mr. Blunt, he has a very kind of over the top yet monotone personality to him. So compare that to this guy, Alan Blunt. He just felt like a guy again doing his job. I like that about the show. It's only one episode in. It made me feel so good. And there was a line, when you think Alex again is getting too big for his boots, there's a line that reminded you that this is a dangerous world. Is a line that involves weapons versus martial arts. That's all I'll put it. That's all I'll say, because when you hear the line, it made me laugh. It was like a standoff, and it's so funny. I couldn't help but just like, I was creasing. That's one flaw I have about this show from this one episode. Something happens where your suspension of disbelief is like, this makes no sense, even for someone as capable as Alex Rider, if you've read the books. Yes, Alex Rider knows martial arts, but what he did in a certain moment shouldn't have made sense to me. He should have struggled at least a lot more to be taken a bit more seriously. But maybe that's the adult watching it, as opposed to being 8, 9, 10, 7 years old reading the books and just taking it all in like a 14-year-old could do it, like the big guys. But other than that, yeah, I liked it. There were other I liked Tom. He was alright. Nothing felt too over the top or too much. The dialogue was just enough. Like, less is more. I definitely see that from watching this. And then, I nearly forgot. The very last scene reminds you why this unit of MI6, they are dangerous, a threat. I'll just put it this way. The phone call. You guys know the way that scene ends, the phone call and the car ride. That's all I'll say. Without spoiling it. But when the phone call and then later on the cut right after the car ride happens, I was like, oh, do you know what it reminded me of? Wonder if I'm spoiling it. There's certain movies, John Wick 2, the end of John Wick 2. I think I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to give people an idea. It just reminds me that there are threats that you just can't mess with in this world. And you would be a fool to do so. That's what hit me watching this. Oh yeah, I forgot why, in spite of all of these missions, all of these things, there are bigger fish to fry than just getting revenge on Yasin Gregorovic for killing Ian Ryder, for Alex having questions answered about his background, about his uncle, about his parents, who I believe were spies. I think his dad was a spy from some of the books, wasn't he? In some of the books. I forget. Because it's at least been 15 years since I've read an Alex Rider book. The last book I read was Snakehead. I think I'd have done more, but that's the last book I read. Other than that, guys, I really like the series. I would definitely recommend it to you, especially if you, like me, grew up reading some of these books, or if you're reading these books right now. I don't know if anyone watching is like at school age, but definitely watch this series, or at least watch the first episode like I did, and then just get an impression of it. And yeah, that's it. Signing off, guys. If you like this video, check out some of my others. Other than that, like I said, signing off. Have a good one.